Starfleet Underground. Every week, we'll take a look at the latest Star Trek news and then check out a current or classic episode of Star Trek.
Another 2-for-1 podcast. Happy Eradication Day. Seven is president. Rios is avoiding scrambled balls. Raffi's caught Elnor. Elnor's a rebel. Jurarti has a cat. Meow. And Q brings Picard the Bullshit. Also, Discovery meets Species 10C.
What do you mean you were wrong? You did that shit on purpose? You realize he's going to reprogram you. Yes, but there's a hell of a difference between Beer Mox and Ear Mock. I did. What the hell? Now I'm going to have to put... You know, we made fun of him because of your reporting. I understand that, Dot. So, yeah, be prepared because, you know, number one is going to really fix you. Okay, before we get started on the show here, crew, I just wanted to let you know we erroneously reported that Patrick was doing Dick-Mox, and apparently it was supposed to be Beer Mox. The Dots were having a lot of fun trying to say number one was screwing earlobes of Ferenges, and it really wasn't. And when he said no man has gone before, it really meant about drinking a new brew beer that no one has drunk before that was non-alcoholic. So the Dots were having a lot of fun with him, and we really don't know.
We're gonna have to send the Dots to HR.
Oh my God! I mean, seriously, it's bad enough. And no, I don't care what you saw on Discovery. We're not creating an army of you. Sorry, enough of you on the ship is. We have a guest.
Yeah, Dot, watch out! I'm coming for you, bitch.
Wait, we have a guest, and now you're just telling me when is she, Doc? Is it Chief's sister?
Surprise!
Oh, wait,
she's already here.
Welcome aboard. Hold on.
Hi.
Wait, and she's only staying for a little while, so don't fucking put cameras in her room like you do everybody else.
Thank you. A little respect.
Excuse me, there's cameras in my room?
Well, there were. I had them removed, especially when the doc gleefully showed me how bendy you are. So
I'm going to kill him.
Yeah, the 007 has lost his solid state mind.
Well, don't worry, Heather. I mean, the camera cracked after you bent.
Yeah, I'm not touching that.
The cameras all have lens caps.
Holy crap. Wait. There was a piece of some sort of covering on the transmission light, and I took it off, and I think Dot had something to do with it. We're actually fucking broadcasting right now.
Oh, no. Everyone heard that?
Everyone.
This happens every show.
Oh, my God. All right. Well, damn it. Okay, first off, if you were listening to us early, you've probably discovered if you're below the age of 18, this show is not for you. So just disconnect right now. So no children. So get the chillins out of here if you have children within earshot. If you're driving with kids in the car, well, you're going to have to stop and listen to us later. So we'll wait. All right. Thank you.
Put the kids in the trunk. They can't hear while they're in there.
Well, that's true.
They're small and bendy. They can fit. There's plenty of air.
And there's no carbon monoxide to worry about whatsoever, especially if you drive electric.
And remember, if you see a sign on the highway that says slow children on the road, that means they're easier to catch.
And you know, the younger they are, the more you could fit in your trunk.
That's right.
In your mouth at one time.
Oh, no.
I could use a joke right now that's really off color, but I'm not going to. Because I'm going to be nice.
Why stop yourself?
I know.
We're already bad.
Thank off this show is being brought to you by Section 31 and our Patreon people. So, and we're going to run down on our guests and crew. So, of course, we have our wonderfully intelligent science officer.
Hi, I'm Heather Ferris. I'm the science officer, and no matter how intelligent you are, you still have to clean the whiz off the walls when the Dots see this last episode and think whizzing on the walls is okay. It's not okay. It's not okay.
Not acceptable.
What the hell did you guys do last week?
Did you not see Discovery? They were whizzing on the walls. The Dots saw them. They thought they could whiz on the walls. And now I have to clean it. I'm so mad. I'm so mad.
And they use that extra weight lubricant, which is really
Is it 40 weight or 50 weight?
Some new age stuff.
I don't know, but it leaves a smell on there.
Yeah.
Oh, the smell.
I should try Gugon.
They claimed they were trying to make programmable matter.
Claim. Yeah.
Claim. Didn't work. And speaking of programmable matter, the person who does all of our programming, and we really are lost when he's not here, so we're glad he's back from experiencing Beer Mox, fucking dot, from Free Cloud. So tell us about the trip and welcome back.
Hey, I'm Patrick. I'm number one. I'm the computer guy and foreign species liaison. And it was, it was fun. I mean, it's non-alcoholic beer, so I can't get drunk.
But how did it taste?
Like beer.
I guess it won the point. That's what it was.
But non-alcoholic.
Very descriptive.
So it tastes like piss. It tastes like piss, but without all of the good
alcohol.
parts.
Yeah.
Not as tart.
That's what she said.
That's good.
Art.
Okay. And of course, the person who makes us go, who's going to have a long day trying to fix 007 again, is the winner of the O'Brien Award.
Hi, everybody. I'm Rocky. I'm the engineer of the show and the ship. And I want to wish everyone a happy Eradication Day. Woohoo! And is our president not the hottest chick on the planet? Oh, my
Yes.
God. Our president is so hot.
Yes.
Wrong universe, wrong time.
It's the right universe. It's the right time. It's just
It's not their time.
wrong reality.
Who are we eradicating first?
Oh,
Who
hail.
wants to go first?
Oh, hail the Confederation.
Any volunteers?
God.
It seems that people in the Confederation that are not human are really kind of stupid because they would have banded together a long time ago. So I don't get it. But that's neither here nor there. But it's still an awesome show and I love it. And now to get to our guest, the person who has the patience of a saint, the personality of a saint as well, but twisted a little bit with sailor and marine jokes. And plus, everyone gave her homage because she was able to deal with Chief from the informative years until he got older. That's the Chief's sister. Welcome aboard!
Woo! Hello, everyone. I'm Patty. Yes, I'm Rocky's famous little sister.
Woohoo.
Glad to be back.
And you know she's strong-willed and strong-minded because he did not corrupt her, which is a miracle in itself.
Oh, I corrupted myself. I didn't need him for that.
She's self-corrupting.
Oh,
Yes.
Women are doing it for themselves.
That's right.
Nice. Okay, we get that all done. And we already talked about our lovely Patreon people, as well as Section 31. They came through the other day. I actually woke up when they were operating on me, and they removed that thing that was causing me to have fits when I
Your
tried
brain?
to talk about. No, the brain is still there.
No, they
What
left it
they
in.
talked about. I hope they didn't let it in. They were doing something with me in medical, and they said that the spoiler parts are over now. Oh, please don't let them do something else.
You've been
I guess-
spoiled for a long time, so.
I guess, thank you very much. I guess I'll find out in a minute. Okay, first off, before we get really into the news section, you've been gone for a while and we just assumed that we were flawless last week. So make it official. Were we flawless? Any
Let me
corrections?
check subspace here. Just a second. It appears so. I mean, even without me, you guys, didn't fuck it up too bad.
Yeah, but we had the big correction, and that was a dot telling us that you were doing Dick-Mox and not Beer Mox.
Mm-hmm. Other than
Okay.
that, yeah, good.
Cool. Then we're going to go with news. So what do you have news for us there, Heather?
My news this week is the Strange New Worlds trailer is out. Squee! And it looks so awesome. I can't wait.
It really looks amazing.
Handsome Mount on a horse with a beard.
He's so dreamy.
He mounted a
Yes.
horse. What?
Yes.
With the beard.
Did he do Beard Mox with the horse?
Anything's possible.
With a horse? Oh, God.
He could do Beard Mox with me.
Oh, hello.
Yeah. Right there with you, Patrick.
He could mox anything he wants.
Yeah.
The trailer, I just like the dropping the teaser this early into it. I'm actually surprised they're doing it because they threw all that fuss when they released something on one of their press conference calls with the stock market people or whoever was watching that, the stockholders, and some of the podcasts and Twitter people, Star Trek fans themselves that do their own thing, got pulled off of Twitter temporarily because they released a little bit that they didn't want released, but they put it out.
Oh.
Yeah, anyway, yeah. Whole that was old news. But yeah, the trailer looks cool and I want more. And it triggered the little Star Trek Enterprise or not Star Trek Enterprise, but Star Trek theme music. I have to be specific because when you mention Star Trek Enterprise theme music, you have to mention just the Star Trek part, not the Enterprise part, because Enterprise itself has a whole other theme thing that just pisses people off. But
it's a long way getting from there to here.
It was a long road and all that. Yeah. But
I will admit, when I saw the trailer, I did get a full-on chubby. So there's that.
it was goosebumpage. Yeah.
It was.
Yeah.
Almost as goosebumpage as the first time seeing Guinan back in 10 forward.
I know. That was fucking amazing.
No.
Speaking of news, and I'm glad you're back. Number one, what do you got?
Well, unfortunately, there's a little sad news. You guys remember Mitchell Ryan? He played Riker's father.
Yeah.
Well, unfortunately, he passed at age of 88.
Oh,
Wow.
Oh, man.
That's a good run, man.
Yeah.
Mitchell Ryan, Riker's father, has passed. It's a really sad moment of silence for him. Yes.
Yes.
And peace out.
Okay. Do you have any other news for us?
Nope.
Okay. I'm going to assume because you're a guest there, Patty, you don't
Yes.
have news. Do you have news?
I do have one tiny thing that
cool.
I've heard from the internet.
Mm-hmm.
It's that
that must be true, right?
season 3 of Picard wrapped.
What?
Nice.
Yeah.
No more Picard.
That's it.
No,
We're done.
there's more Picard for us. We just have to wait for it. That they finished making it, so that's cool.
Yeah.
Oh, man. That
But
we.
it's sad at the same time.
But they're going to
Yeah.
be bringing more Trek, right? So maybe that Section 31 show,
And Star Trek Academy.
and maybe something the Academy's doing. Yeah, something coming up.
I want a Rios show.
There's all kinds of good stuff.
A Rios spinoff. I like that they're actually cutting it off and ending it properly. I don't like it when TV shows milk it for everything it's got and they keep going on and on and on for 20 freaking seasons when they should have ended it in season 3. So I'm glad they're actually thinking about that, going through the story arc, figuring out how they want to end it, and then just ending it. And I think that's really good.
I have to agree. When they have a definite goal in mind, it always makes the show a lot more cohesive. That's what made Babylon 5 such a great show when it was on. The guy
Exactly.
wrote the whole thing of how it was going to start, end, all intertwining, and he kept his scripts in a safe. So that was good.
And you don't want to, like the TV shows, they don't want to do a Sopranos, where everybody loves the show. Or Dexter is another example. Or, I mean, there's so many examples of TV shows where they didn't kill it when they should have killed it. And they kept it going on for way too long. And it was just, it ruined it.
Yeah, it really did when they didn't just start throwing stuff at the wall to see what sticks for storylines.
Like, let's bring in as much money as we possibly can. Screw the story.
Speaking of things that stick, Rocky, what do you got for us?
That was
gross.
I was not expecting that transition. That's pretty good. You remember in 1997 there was an amazing documentary that was released called Trekkies.
Oh yeah, I remember.
Some of
that.
you may be old enough to have been in that thing.
Yeah, I remember.
Well, it's coming soon to BluRay. They're finally going to release it on BluRay. It's called Trekkies, the 25th anniversary edition. There's a new 4K scan restoration of it. So not just BluRay, but 4K Blu-ray. That's exciting. And it's going to include a new documentary featurette called A Trek Back with Denise Crosby herself and the director, Roger Nygaard. It's Trekkies, the 25th anniversary edition. I feel like I'm doing a commercial now. Can be had for $18.98 at shoutfactory.com or $17.99 at Amazon.
Well, hopefully they edited some people out of that, but that's okay.
Oh, ouch. Oh, so there's history there.
Oh, that sounds pretty cool.
It's cool because I remember watching it back in 97 or maybe 98 when I got to it. It was cool because I wasn't a convention goer at the time, but I was convention curious. So you get to see the fans
is that like
as they were.
bi-curious?
Yeah,
You were
kinda,
cosplay curious.
I was definitely cosplay curious. I think that's what I am, guys. I'm cosplay curious. That's a new thing. I'm gonna have to adjust my my Twitter tag to he/they/cosplay curious. But it was cool because you see real Trekkies in real life and being in this documentary to see what's going. I mean, the dentist office was just, it still sticks with me to this day watching that thing. So, and they had at the time it was incredibly controversial. There was a Trekkie who showed up to jury duty and demanded that she could, well, I don't know if she demanded it, but they wanted to wear their Starfleet outfit, their Starfleet uniform. They treated it as if, you were the military. You would show up to these sorts of events in uniform because that's a respectful thing to do. That's what they wanted to do in the Starfleet uniform. Yeah. I'm like, more power to you, but it caused a major stir up, and they got this person on the documentary too. So it was cool.
That's one way to get out of jury duty.
No, it wasn't. They didn't get her off at all. She had to totally do it.
She had to do it?
Yeah. In uniform, respectfully. It was awesome.
Oh, that's cool.
I remember there was this woman that worked at I think it was like a paper store, something like a Kinko's, but like a local version of it. And she showed up every day in uniform. And I remember them talking about that. So that's pretty cool. You know, I guess I would totally do it if I could get away with it at work, but not the dress uniforms because it's, wouldn't happen. Oh my God, if I did show up at work, they'd probably grab me and put me on Space Force. So never mind. All right.
We're setting you up. You're going up next week.
So, okay.
Hey, speaking of next week, Captain, do you want to tell them what we're doing?
Is it next week?
Yeah, on Wednesday.
It's next week on Wednesday.
Ooh, what are you guys doing?
Oh, wait. Yeah. That's we're going to the 10 Forward. We're going to hopefully see Guinan.
Oh.
So we're going to go to that experience and see what's going on
have
there.
fun.
Yeah.
What a blast.
So we're going to take plenty of documentary photos and stuff like that to share with everybody on board the crew.
Beautiful.
So that actually is more exciting news than my news article, which is coming up. The Star Trek convention is going to be happening in Chicago coming up in April. They're going to be offering a limited run of this. So if you guys remember the episode, What Little Girls Are Made Of, Keep It Clean, the technology that duplicated a person to make a perfect copy of Captain Kirk in that little spin thing when he kept, Spock, I'm tired of blooded interference. So they're actually going to allow you to be 3D printed in that little spin thing with Captain Kirk.
Wow. That's amazing.
It's going to be rendered along with Captain Kirk, and the little figurines are called minikins, and they're going to have prepaid tickets. All right. So April 9th and 10th, each prepaid ticket will get a 360-degree scan with William Shatner, 1 9-inch, which is my perfect size, a 3D printed figure with him and Shatner.
I think that meant 9 centimeters.
No, because then they get holding their pinky.
9
Up
inches
to 2
pretty
fans
tall.
per scan could be in a moment when they're doing it with an authentic signature and ID code.
That's way cooler than I thought that was going to be. This sounds really cool.
Yeah, there's going to be up to 100 scans, so only 200 fans are going to be doing it. However, this is the part which some people, it might be out of their range. If you're sitting, that's good. If you're not, you should. So save your tax return money.
Brace yourselves. Raise the shields.
Yeah, so tickets per person is $2,250 per person. And that includes tax licensing.
Holy cow.
But you get 3D scanned with Shatner. I mean, fucking A, man. That's fucking cool.
So you get 3D scan with an asshole?
Yeah,
I could do it for a lot less if you want.
I mean,
we can do those. We got an asshole right here.
No,
we can totally do it.
rumor has it if you squeeze his belly, he'll fart. So
Oh my God.
that might be worth it just for giggles.
It's like a dog toy.
We have all of our news articles. We teased Shatner because he's so teasable, but I've heard so many things about him being an asshole and him being a nice guy. So he's bipolar.
Hey, I give a high five and a handshake and a pat on the back to Shatner because I grew up with the guy on TV. So
Yeah, well, everything.
Yeah.
I mean, from Promise Butter to TJ Hooker.
Oh, yeah.
All kinds of stuff.
Airplane 2.
Wait a minute, TJ was a hooker?
Yeah, it was TJ. And his episode was always, it wouldn't be an episode of TJ Hooker if he didn't slide across the roof of a car.
That's right.
So, or hold
Like
on
the
to
Dukes
the
of
roof
Hazzard?
of a car. Well, Dukes of Hazzard, yeah, that was there. I watched that for Daisy Duke.
Other reasons, yes.
So let's get ready. I guess we have everything out of the way. Section 31 is here. My room is locked. Dots is not here. So I don't know who's doing the recap for the first show. So let's do that.
Are we doing Picard first?
Yeah,
So
what are we doing first? Picard or Discovery?
That's what I wanted to know. Well, if we're going to go alphabetically.
Picard, please.
Okay, so you.
I'm
Oh,
good
that's
with
right.
that.
So you can leave
Yeah.
us, huh?
Because I gotta cut after Picard. Yeah.
All right. So go. Let's go. Let's do Picard first. Who's doing the P's?
That would be me.
Penis. Okay, go ahead.
Just because I have one and you don't. Okay. This episode is Star Trek Picard Season 2, Episode 2, Penance. If you don't quit snapping your fingers, weapons fire. Where's the Stargazer? How quaint, how provincial, how yesterday's enterprise of you. Q is up to his old tricks. Or is it a new one? Picard ain't got time for this shit. A collection of skulls and weapons in Picard's study. 2 options, stay in the body of a madman or seek atonement. We're fighting for a pure universe, subjugating savage civilizations and conquering alien worlds. This ain't your daddy's Federation. Seven is human and married to a dick with a Napoleon complex. Elnor is running off into Raffi's arms. It's Eradication Day. Jurati's confused. Why does she have a digital pussy? Prisoner M5-10, better known as the Borg Queen, isn't herself these days. Once Borg and now not, Seven and Locutus. Reality has been split, time has been broken, temporal rescissions. Q has changed the past. Rios arrives in orbit around Earth to beam our intrepid crew out. They must get back to Los Angeles 2024 and find the Watcher, the Borg Queen tells them. The ceremony begins. Jurati and Raffi work together to try and bring down the force field that's preventing them from all beaming to the La Sirena. Picard and Seven are about to kill the Borg Queen publicly when Jurati and Raffi come through, and Rios beams them to the ship. They don't get far when the magistrate uses his presidential override and beams to the La Sirena, and wonders what the trophy for Picard will say. Picard, traitor, killed rescuing a Borg.
This entire thing right now kind of lends me to think of what a lot of unfortunately, it's a smaller section of society, but they are there. If they could get their way and be a whites-only society, a lot of it is. Oh,
you mean like versus the humans only kind of thing?
Humans only, yeah.
Gotcha.
Right,
okay.
Like the humans only.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So it was pretty wild that the only safe universe is ones that's a human inhabited universe or galaxy.
And look how safe it is when they see the wide shot of the planet and it's surrounded by this field, except for the place that's exploding right now.
Yeah, and places
that planet looked nasty.
Yeah,
with rich
bad.
people live underneath, or in urban areas, the only ones that can live underneath the shield. But it was definitely interesting to see that. Also, I get what Q kind of is saying, because we are a product of all of our decisions as well as our environment. And for Picard to think I would never be this person, he doesn't understand the situations that made him become that person. Right. We all have a tendency to be our most evil self, and there's always our environment keeps us from doing that. And I think it's pretty cool. So that was very interesting. And Seven, as Raffi said, she quickly went into that president role in a minute.
She naturally fit right in. I was impressed. I thought Seven would have been a better president than Hillary. I mean, my goodness.
Yeah.
Well, she's like, how did I act when I wanted to take over from Janeway? I got it.
Yeah.
Oh, I was going to say, did you guys know that the scenes where the presidential palace, as well as the Eradication Day rally, they were filmed at the Walt Disney Concert Hall?
Yep. I saw that.
That was cool. Both scenes.
Yeah, I saw that.
The set dressings just changed it around.
You're telling me that Disney was involved with Star Trek?
Yes.
Well, Disney was going to rule the world. That's why it's called the Confederation.
Wow.
Yeah, that's
Did you see the little...
So when Disney takes over... wow.
Watch out.
Oh, my God. Okay.
Did you see the little Easter egg thing they dropped because they were doing homage to past characters?
Homage.
Because it was homage. Thank you. Well, it was General Sisko.
Yes.
I'm ready.
Yes.
I'm ready.
I caught that.
Sisko. He's in charge of the Vulcan front.
Not Crisco, Cisco.
Yeah.
I said that.
I know. I'm just making sure that no one gets confused.
Love that.
Calls him Crisco. That's horrible.
So I thought that was pretty cool. I thought they're going to have him on, but yeah, they just gave his name, which was cool. I get a little
I wish
sweet.
they would have him on. I want to see him back, but I don't think the actor wants to come back to the Star Trek universe, right?
Can you imagine seeing Sisko in this universe as it is?
That would be interesting.
Don't want to see that. It's hard to see Picard in this universe.
Sisko would be so badass.
I think he's done. Yeah.
He would, because can you imagine Sisko with no limiter? Because he showed how he could be with Under a Pale Moonlight when he worked with
you want to talk
Garrett.
Dark and dirty.
Yeah.
Oh my. Yeah. You imagine all the skulls that be in his trophy office.
Yeah. Oh,
goodness.
Speaking of those skulls, that was an Easter egg right there. That was
my
a
God.
fun
So
Easter egg.
many.
That was a head-sized Easter egg in the name of Gul D'kut.
They had Gul D'kut. Yes.
They were amazing.
That was the moment I realized they are not fucking around with this episode. That's fucking Gul D'kut's skull right there.
shit.
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah, that was so cool.
Yeah, somebody got skull fucked.
Yeah, but they still made Gul D'kut to be kind of a badass that he was, because Q says, and he's the reason why you have that synthetic body in this universe.
Yes. That was so interesting.
Which I thought it was interesting that Q, commented on Picard being a synth.
Yeah.
When Q could easily have snapped him back into being human.
Yeah.
It's not what it's about, though. Q's got his own agenda, and that's not on it. That's very interesting.
John Delancey did such a good job when he's yelling at Picard because I was like, what the fuck is wrong with him? Because we've never seen Picard hurt Q, and and the fucking slap. I was like,
Q slapped. He was Q slapped. Oh my God.
No, in the old days back then, we used to call that a pimp.
He learned that from Sisko.
We used to call that a pimp slap because you don't respect somebody.
Oh, he got pimp
You slap him open hand.
That motherfucker got.
He learned that from Cisco,
Oh,
right? He learned that from
shit.
Cisco.
Cisco knocked the shit out of him when he saw him. He never went back.
Now, the thing I'm really curious about is they say that Q doesn't appear well, and Picard even mentions that he seems very unstable. However, when you watch The Ready Room with Will Wheaton and he's doing the interview with John Delancey, he kind of asked him about this, and everything John Delancey said did not make me think Q was going crazy. So what did you guys think about that?
There's something wrong. You could see it in his eyes.
Yeah, there's definitely something there.
I think what it is that, like he had said in previous episodes in Next Gen, it's like Picard is the closest he has to a friend. And he probably knows that something's going on, or the way he's like forgiving, doesn't want a relationship with Loris and everything else. He wants to give him a gift to enjoy his life.
But did Q cause this? Was Q the reason why they were put in this alternate reality? Or was it because they were right next to the space-time fabric rip and then the detonation went off?
No, it was Q.
Q did it.
Q's behind it all.
Yeah, because he changed, because the Borg Queen said that he changed one point in time in 2024 that caused all of this to shift sideways.
So Q saw Picard and everyone die, and because Picard is his friend, he changed the past so Picard would still be alive.
I think Q saw this and he went, you think that's fucked up? Wait till I change something. You check this shit out now. This is fucked up. Yeah, I think that's what Q did. Said, hold on, Jean-Luc Moncapitan.
Well,
this is fucked up.
That is the ultimate prank, because Picard's favorite, drink of choice went from Earl Grey to coffee. Black.
What the hell?
Colombian.
That was amazing.
And he's almost spit it out.
What the fuck is this?
What the hell? Now, what I am curious about, and I know we're jumping all over the episode, which is cool, when they said he has to go back to 2024 and look for the Watcher. My money is that the Watcher is Guinan.
I would put my money there too.
I thought the Watcher would be Adam Soon. So if you guys didn't see this, and also Den of Geek has an amazing article on this, around the 4240 stamp, we see like a huge holographic statue of someone called Adam Soon. And he was said, a safe galaxy is a human galaxy. And Brent Spiner was the one who did the voiceover.
The voice was very recognizable, yeah.
I'm wondering if Adam Soon lives in 2024 and that's who they're going to see. So that way, that's how they could bring Brent Spiner back.
I thought the Watcher was going to be the guy from from Discovery, when Michael and Giorgio go down to the planet.
Are you talking?
Oh, you're talking about the Guardian.
The Guardian of Forever.
Interesting.
Yeah, but I don't know if he'll to be. That is an interesting concept,
ideas.
but I don't know if he would be on the Earth. It's curious, because the only person that I know that's been alive all that time since the days of Mark Twain, who's been around kind of watching Picard in a way, is
Guinan. And the other clue to that is she's on a show called The View.
Oh,
that's the Watcher funny. Would be watching The View.
Oh, Lord.
That's funny. That's funny.
That was funny.
That's my brother. That's my brother, friends.
That's where my brain works sometimes,
Now, before we dive deeper into the episode, one of the things we know, and I'm doing an evil little finger twirl here, is that Patty is associated with the Picard show. So what can you tell us about this one?
Ooh.
Absolutely fucking nothing. Bye,
Patty.
She didn't even know about this show when it started too. She was like you know more than I do because you just saw the premiere. I haven't seen the premiere.
Well, so. I have the glorious responsibility of being the clerk in the accounting department, and I geek the fuck out, of course, but I can't say anything. And then we get to see all the invoices and all the things. And if it's possible, we could read scripts. And I wanted none of it. because I don't want to spoil this for myself. And there's even moments where cool things happen to me.
Censored by Section 31.
Uh-oh.
Oh, shit. Section 31 got
Tell
her.
me Section 31 just jumped in there.
Section 31.
God damn it.
They canceled her.
There's just so many little blips that I just go, oh, and I can't tell them. Like you get the call sheet every day, you know, and I just try to see when lunch is. Because even seeing what they worked on for the day is fucking hard.
What time is lunch?
Yeah, tell us about the tingles you had when Michelle Hurd walked through your area.
That was neat.
Oh, she got lost once in our hallway. And I saw the back of her. That was it.
That's still pretty cool.
See, I have to commend you on that, because if it was me, I would have tripped over the chair, kicked the garbage can out. I'll lead you to where you have to go.
I know.
Wait.
Yeah. And because of COVID restrictions, I guess in the normal world before the pandemic, we would be able to visit set and see how things are done. But in the COVID world, we accounting team people, we stay in our little world. We don't get to go anywhere. And so it's, if we saw an actor, it was because they had to be there for some reason. So I didn't get to see a lot.
So an actor being there, is that like the actor had to go to HR to sign paperwork type of a thing?
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, okay.
And I don't even know what I can or cannot say. So I'm trying to be as possible. Yeah, I don't want to give anything to anything.
If someone brings Patrick Stewart lunch, and because of COVID protocol, and he's got a 6-foot line, does he say, the line is drawn here? You don't go any further.
There are 4 lines.
I hope there's 4 lines.
Do you have to send an NDA or something saying that you can't talk about anything?
Yeah, when you get hired on, I think, any show.
Wow, so even accounting has that.
Oh yeah, we get to see what everybody has to,
Do you know how much the actors get paid?
I probably could if I tried to remember it, but I've made it a point to never try to remember what people make. I mean, that's from working in retail.
My curiosity would get the better of me.
It is curious, but you look and then that's it. This comes from back in the day of working in retail. You would earn thousands of dollars a day, but you had to not lose your mind over it. You had to just, tally the money, put it away, that kind of thing. So
when did you work in retail?
Decades.
You were making thousands of dollars? Oh my God. I don't know this about my sister. Holy cow.
No, when at the end of the day, when you have to tally how much cash you earned for the store, not personally,
right.
So these are all imaginary numbers to me. I don't know what they mean, or I don't live in that world. So I don't try to focus on that.
Well, that was a nice save on you not earning thousands of dollars, because I'm sure, he would say, I want you to send me back into time and buy me a Tesla.
Oh, man. A Tesla would be nice right now. They're popping up everywhere down here.
Yeah, they are, because of
I'm surprised that the price of Teslas aren't going up, too.
I think if I remember correctly, I researched it one time, guest starring episodes, you can earn $35,000 an episode. I mean, just for a guest spot.
It depends.
Yeah, I look at what SAG has for actors and guest stars and whatever. Maybe SAG has that kind of a breakdown, but
I would be glad to get $35,000 to be shot in the chest by Raffi.
Oh my God.
So
on Broadway, basic on Broadway is between $15,000 and $2,000 a week, I think.
Yeah. So now I guess we can use this point to try to circle back to the show over there. The people who are used to being in dangerous situations were able to adapt real quick. Yeah. For instance, Picard, he really turned into an evil motherfucker really fast when he had to. Who gave the order? Arthur!
Yeah. Oh, yeah, he took charge really quick. He knew what to do. He picked it up really fast.
Michelle.
Yeah.
And so did Ralphie.
Yeah.
Ralphie's
Raffi.
Ralphie's
the one from A Christmas Story.
Yes.
Okay, well, the other one. Raffi. So imagine you wake up and you're in some sort of black garb with a hoodie and you get guns on you, and you have to try to ascertain and figure out right off the bat, what are you doing, and is this normal?
Well, yeah.
To her to be effective to save
when in
his
doubt,
life.
give them an order, and if they follow it, you're in charge. Woohoo!
Not to mention, they're thinking they're all dead. They're all expecting to be dead. Yeah. So it's what the hell?
And to be instant adaptable like that, because even Well, Picard, if he was around people that other than an android, he would have been discovered really quick. So he had a chance to kind of acclimate to his position, and that's why he was watching tapes and stuff. Well, not tapes, hollows.
He was placed in a more personal area, though. He was placed in his home, whereas the other characters were placed in like outside environments with people around them. So I think that's part of the reason.
Seven was placed in her home, but it wasn't.
That's true. That's true.
She's never had a home before. This is I think she had the hardest part because I mean I love the Jurati section of it, but Seven had like some serious business to take care of. She's the fucking president. Like what?
I love it. She's like, I'm the president of a xenophobic authoritarian regime, but you know,
whatever.
Any other day.
Tuesday.
But I love how she did a self-assessment.
Yes.
Yeah, that was great.
That was
the psychological assessment,
the pain, the
math,
the sensory, and she said that you don't smell in dreams.
Nope.
It's like, okay. So I was like, wow, she went through all of that. And it's like, I married a guy who's way shorter than me.
I was going to mention that.
Man.
Oh my God. I was trying to figure out the casting on that. I was like, that was such an interesting casting. And then I researched a little bit. Do you know who that guy is?
Who?
He's been in everything.
Well, he's been in everything, but do you know who his daughter is?
He's
one of his daughters?
Tell us.
It's Issa Briones' dad right there.
That's
really?
right. That's right.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
That's Soji's father right there.
No.
Not like Soong. He's like actually the biological.
Seriously?
Yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah.
I had no idea. And I looked this up and somebody mentioned it and I'm like on Twitter and I'm like, really?
He always plays such
That's
dicks,
pretty
though.
cool.
He's very good at it.
He does.
He was
good
so
at it.
good. He was
good
so
at
good. Like you could see his inferiority complex, but at the same time, you saw how manipulative he was.
Yeah.
He was really good.
He was.
Yeah, and he knew right off the bat that something was wrong with Seven, but he couldn't put his finger on it.
I love what you just got the quick blip of photos on the nightstand or whatever that was in there. And his shot is him and her. And he's like, he's my wife right here. That picture right there was just so classic. I wanted to see a bigger shot of that.
His name is Jon Jon.
Yeah.
Jon Jon Briones.
He's a really good actor.
Oh, he's a singer too. So that's where he was in the original cast of Miss Saigon.
Oh wow.
Amazing.
Oh, that's pretty cool. Now, when you get to the lab, I will have to admit she was kind of dense, but she picked it up really quick.
Jurati.
When she started to explain everything like off the top of her head, it reminded me of watching like Beverly Hills Cop when Axel Foley had to start explaining some shit off the top of his head. He would just bullshit for like 30 seconds straight.
But he was smoother than her.
He was smoother than her, but she was really fucking good. She's like a white Axel Foley.
It's 7 shots.
Yeah, it's 7 shots. It's not 7. Oh, yeah. She's not drinking
Hanukkah
now.
7-shot drinking. And oh my God, Pat Oswalt with the cat.
Meow.
Meow.
You know, he lost his mind. He was like, do you want to be on Star Trek? Yes. What do I get to be? A cat?
A cat.
A digital
on the
cat.
screen.
And not even like spot
cat.
2 or 3, but spot 73.
73. Yeah.
He's like, I'm signing up right now. Yes. Can I be there? What do you want?
Oh my God.
And my tongue was in my throat. I was like, oh my God. When he says, well, let's check on the prisoner to see the prisoner's okay. And it's like, how the fuck are you going to check on the prisoner? You don't know the codes. You don't know what
She
he's
just walks up to the computer just like, I guess I type it in over here.
Thank God it was an iPhone face recognition ID.
Yeah, that
She's
works.
like, okay, we're going to pretend I know what I'm doing.
Right.
Oh my God.
He does such a great job of like, I want to like go, can you stop being such a nervous ninny? You're driving me nuts. But she does it so well. And then her character is so smart that she can accelerate through to solve her problems as they're happening.
Yeah.
It's this amazing balance that she performs.
And Patrick is right. He said, thank God she had Face ID on it.
I wonder what kind of relationship she had with Rios, because when they start talking about it and he's like, you want to bring this up now?
Oh, you know they had a boyfriend-girlfriend type of relationship.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. You got to find us another audio.
Yes.
Yes. Detailing what happened between the seasons with those two.
You think I'm emotional, huh? It's like, oh, my God.
Yeah.
You want to see
We're going to do
emotional?
this now. We're going to do this right now. And she's like, I'd hang up on you if it wouldn't get us all killed.
Now, the only person I really felt sorry for out of the way was Rios. because he's on the bridge and next second you're back in your ship and you're being shot the fuck up.
Yeah, but you're shooting Vulcans.
He's
you're
completely on the defensive. That's the kind of guy that's usually running shit. Like he's usually in charge, taking good, and he's looking good doing it. And he's like, at this, he's literally hopped to his toes. He's got to figure out what's going on and not in control.
And he didn't have any of his helpful holograms.
And it was just himself. By himself. He didn't have any help. Yeah, you're right.
And, his wing person said the same thing that sounded like him. It's like, watch out for those green butter funmen. They're going to scramble your brain and melt your balls. Or something like that.
Meld your brain and scramble your balls. I don't want my balls scrambled. I'm sorry. I would have a completely different opinion of Vulcans if I knew they scramble your balls.
Yeah, they'd use a veggie chop.
That's part of Umox.
But it was really kind of cool to see all of the characters, at least the main characters, kind of figure out what's going on and trying to merge in. And they're all together. The cliffhanger made me get up and just basically go, "You're fucking kidding me? This is the stop?"
You gotta wait for part 3.
The way you mean with the time travel, how they're gonna slingshot themselves into the past?
No, just the fact that they ended the episode with them being
it looked like they're about ready to get away and get on to the next part of the adventure. Then all of a sudden, the shields come down by presidential override.
Magistrate comes in and shoots Elnor.
And Elnor gets shot, and they're held phaser point.
Yeah, and the upper chest and the upper shoulder chest, which shouldn't be a kill shot, but he does need it getting taken care of. And if there's no emergency medical holograms on there, the only person that he has is what's her name? Blondie?
Jurati,
thank you. So it's going to be interesting.
Well, Rios has tons of hologram companions, so I'm sure he's got a medical one.
You just probably pour some alcohol on top of it. It'll sting for a bit, but you'll sew it up with a shoelace. Okay, fine.
Did you see Raffi's face, man? She was torn up by that.
Oh my God, Raffi. The relationship,
because she likes him. He's like a kid.
It's like her son.
Literally like, her own kid.
Before we go on to the next episode, there's one or two things I want to mention. When they were talking about time travel and doing the slingshot around the sun, he mentioned that Kirk did it. And Jurarti and all them were like, yeah, but Spock, they had Spock, and so it's like, we have the Queen. So I wanted to point out the episodes that they did that. If you guys want to see Captain Kirk doing this slingshot around a planet to time travel, they did that in Star Trek IV, The Voyage Home. They did that in the original series, Season 1, Episode 21, Tomorrow is Yesterday. And original series, Season 2, Episode 26, Assignment Earth. So if you guys want to watch some more episodes, you can check those out.
And that's why the Temple Police says they really hated Kirk. Because he always did all these things.
He's a repeat offender, man.
He is.
He's always.
He is.
All right. Now, because I know that we have to.
Can I just shout out real quick the extras in the scene where they're shouting, Picard, Picard. I think they just got regular Trekkies.
Really?
Yeah. Cool. I don't know for sure, but it looks to me like, if you were a Trekkie and you were asked to be an extra really quick and then fucking Patrick Stewart comes on stage, you would do the same shit. Picard! You'd go crazy. And if they want you to shout anything, you would just do it. So say, okay, now shout kill. That's exactly what I would do as a Trekkie. So I think they just got regular Trekkies. I don't know for sure, but it felt like it.
Did you guys notice the badges, how the badges have the swords on them?
Oh, they're actually weapons.
Yeah,
That's
weapons.
Awesome.
Yeah, that was really cool. But doesn't the sword...
Elnor using him to slice that guy's throat.
And then Raffi's like, you show off.
Yeah, that was funny. Elnor allowed himself to be beat up until she says, okay, go.
And then he kicked the crap out of him.
Handcuffed. While he was handcuffed.
Yeah.
He's awesome. Yeah, that's all. I love how awesome. You talk about all the characters being out of place. I think Elnor was the one that adapted pretty quickly, and he just did it honestly. He's like, I'm a rebel now. I thought that was I just love Elnor in that regard.
Yeah.
As we get ready to get finished off, because we got to let your sister get back on her shuttlecraft so she can head to where she needs to go. So we're going to do a quick rating before we jump into Discovery. So on a scale of 1 to 10, what would you give this one there, Patty?
I would be like a 9.5. It was so good.
Now, are you saying this because you have experience with the show as a clerk, or are you just saying as a fan?
As a fucking nerd, I'm so excited by the show. Like, I'm very happy. Like, again, I don't know what's going on. My coworkers know more than I do.
You said you came on board like just as the second season was ending, right? So you don't know.
She came where?
Everywhere.
So in other words, you're saying this show made Patty melt?
Oh my God!
Nice. That was good. I gave Patty melt jokes.
So stupid.
Try to get that out of your head, Rocky.
No.
You are so stupid.
My sister. Oh my God.
I appreciate that. That was good. So I was hired when they were near the end of season 2 because COVID, again, took a huge effect on season 2 filming because a pandemic broke out. So by the time I got there, they were close to wrapping up. And they finished. And then I was there for all of season 3. But yeah, I don't know what's going to happen. I'm very excited.
So we'll bring you back so you can't spoil us again anyway. So, but just the fact that you were there. And so we can get the fact that you were there vibes all through the ship, even though you can't tell us anything.
Right.
It's just cool. We'll bring you back.
That'll be great.
How about you, Heather? What would you give it?
I give this a 9. It was a fantastic episode. I really enjoyed watching it. I can't think of anything that I didn't like, but I don't want to give it a full 10 because I'm saving that. So a 9.
Nice.
How about you, number 1?
It's pretty close to a 10. I mean, it was, it had lots of good stuff in it, just it touched all the right buttons and gave all the right feels, and it was. Yeah.
The dots say you know how to touch the right buttons, so that's high praise from you. And how about you, Chief? What would you give it?
10. Solid 10. Hard 10. And if it does need to go higher, I'm an engineer. I can turn it to 11. So.
There you go.
Oh, that's true.
Crank it to 11.
But
that's true.
Seriously, this episode rocked my socks off. I as a Star Trek fan growing up watching.
You don't wear
Star
socks.
Trek. I'm not wearing socks currently. I'll admit that.
He puts the sock on his knees.
I put it on one at a time. Just right. You get 2 for double. Anyway,
rusty socks.
Yuck. But no, I love this
Only
episode.
Only if he doesn't do laundry.
I was on. God, you guys. I will give it 10 socks. Yeah, this was great.
I have to agree with you on everybody. I would give it a 9.5. The only reason why I'm not giving it a full 10 is, like Heather said, I want to try to give room for the other episodes that will blow me away. I mean, this was really, really good. And that cliffhanger, it's not often a cliffhanger will get me to stand up and curse at the screen. So, yeah, it's like, that can't be the end. So it's kind of like, I guess, how women feel when the guys are preemie. You just like, are you kidding? Are you done already? So, yeah, that's how I felt. Okay.
If a woman asks you, that's it, that's not a good thing.
Yeah. No, you should pretty much just bow your head in shame, gather up your clothes in your arms, and get dressed in the hall.
And give her back the 20 that was on the dresser.
Oh,
damn!
You should be like, no, I got more. I can do these things. That's what you follow up with.
We'll just have a little bit more after this break.
There you go.
Or you get a woman that understands, and she goes, "That's okay. Hold on a second," and she reaches under her bed and pulls out a suitcase full of toys.
Toy time.
So, yeah, it's like okay, that went off a bender. All right, thank you.
Bender,
for
isn't that one of those?
Patty.
Never mind.
Bender's on that show with that one-eyed purple chick.
Futurama.
I love Bender. He is Bender's the funniest robot.
Futurama. He's awesome. Bite my shiny metal ass.
It's coming back. You know that, right?
Woo!
Yep. Patty, thank you for joining us.
Thanks, Patty.
Thank you.
We'll make sure the dots guide your shuttle. The shuttle bay should be fine. Check before you leave. Do a scan because the dots, for some reason, turn into voyeurs. So just make sure there's nothing on your ship.
Yeah, make sure there's no cloaking or tracking beacons or anything installed.
Also going to look for tribbles, just in case.
Yeah, one of them comes up with a little baggie telling you he's got hallucinogenic dust. Don't believe it.
Don't take their coffee either.
Yeah, make sure Zora scans you before, so Rocky, like Rocky said, to make sure there's nothing attached to your ship.
Thank goodness for her. She's the best.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, she is. Okay.
All right. Well, you guys have fun.
Thank you.
Bye.
now comes the time. We're going to go and bring up Heather now.
Hi, Captain. So the next episode we are going to be reviewing is Star Trek Discovery Season 4, Episode 12, Species 10C. It first aired March 10th, 2022. Discovery has arrived to make first contact, but their messages are being ignored. Time for Plan B. Send dots with the blue powder for peace and have them smear it all over the metal structure. You know, so they know we come in peace and all. Groovy, man. As Stamets and Adira literally shoot up the dots with the blue chemicals, Zora interrupts. I hate it when that happens. And mentions that she has a weird... When she interrupts shooting up. Like if someone's shooting up and then...
I was being funny. I was interrupting you.
Oh, I get it. That's
bum. So Zora mentions that she has a weird feeling and she can't shake it. Stamets suggests seeing a psychologist. Discovery deploys the dots, who immediately start whizzing on 10C's buildings. No, Dot, no, don't do that. Oh shit, that got the aliens' attention. 10C immediately snaps at the dots with the liquid metal arm, pulling them into the structure to never be seen or heard from again. Michael to Discovery. Let's get the fuck out of here. Alas, they are not fast enough as the 10C grabs them too. Freaking out, they do the only thing they can think of. They give the aliens boronite as a gift. The aliens seem to like this because they finally get up off their asses to say hi, communicating via Christmas lights and pheromones. Once decoded, they realize it's a bridge language based off math, and they successfully communicate back. Success! 10C sends a spaceship for further communication. Meanwhile, Tarka loses his mind and goes apeshit, trying to destroy the power source and, in the process, kill themselves, everyone on Discovery, and destroy Earth with a toxic waste dump. Book tries to stop him, but Tarka engineered a suit that made him invincible and throws Book into a cell with Jett. Discovery finally realizes Jett was missing and started looking for her. Apparently, Jett disappearing for several episodes is a common thing. The group gets on the ship and literally goes where no one has gone before. First contact seems to be going really well as they are communicating successfully with plenty of time left. Turd-ka fucks all of that up by successfully executing a plan of his own as he detaches from Discovery and burns a hole through their cage, heading to 10C's power source. This angers 10C, and they immediately stop communicating and transport everyone back into Discovery. Michael finds out that Book and Tarka were hitching a ride under the ship, and that's when they get Jett's voicemail. Tarka has me and Book locked up, and if he destroys the power source, he will kill Discovery, 10C, and everyone on Earth. You have to stop us, whatever it takes. Bum, bum, bum.
First off, I knew I didn't like him, and I thought Book was really being ruled by his emotions, and it turns out Turd-ka is Turd-ka.
Turd-ka.
He's just...
Turd-ka.
I call him Turd-ka because he's turd.
He is a turd.
He's a freaking turd. And now we understand what happened to Jett is that her badge fell off. And,
I don't think it fell off. I think Tarka took it off and reprogrammed it and left it there so that they would know that she was gone.
Oh, that's a good point.
Okay.
Yeah, so maybe that's why. But she had hid part of the thing underneath her tunic, so she is smart.
Didn't she swipe that from Turd-ka, the communication thing, when he put her in?
I just know that it's a bad idea to kidnap McGyver.
Yeah, she is McGyver. She totally is McGyver.
Yeah, don't fuck with lesbians.
No, well, unless they ask you to, then it's a whole nother thing.
Oh.
They finally figured out. I'm glad they decided to know how to do the communication is not just with smells, but with lights.
Close encounters. Mm-hmm. I was just close encounters, that sucker. And I loved with the moment when Burnham brings the bridge crew because they run out of things like, let's bring some more people into this. And it was wonderful. And then I'm like, it's the lights. And then Detmer says, the the lights maybe? And I'm like, yes!
I love that. I love that.
That was nice.
It was great.
It was great. Nice. It was really cool to see them all work together. And as for to realize that we need fresh eyes.
Yeah.
And to bring fresh eyes on it was really
I'm still on my
awesome.
Detmer thing. She's like, she moves the ship through places, she navigates, so she knows what a map looks like. And she's like, well, just use the lights and map it out. I was like, high five to Detmer right there.
Right. I love Detmer.
That was really cool.
She is becoming one of my favorite characters.
Same here. Now I have to get her. Now I have to meet her. But it was really friggin' awesome to see that. And again, Book is like you let a mad genius who's an asshole on your ship. You know he's going to fucking change things around.
Yeah, and he did it once, and I would be thinking, well, he's on my ship. What else could he fuck up?
Yeah.
But I guess he's too busy trying to figure out how to save the galaxy from whatever destroyed his home planet. So, he's got his mind on other things. So he wasn't thinking about the next level of security that Tarka would add to his ship.
Yeah.
No, and it's his ship. What an insult.
Yes.
It's my ship, and you're changing all my security protocols against me.
Tarka should have just come out and said, yo, it's my ship, bitch.
Turd-ka doesn't care about boundaries. Turd-ka only cares about what he can get for himself. So
yeah, he doesn't care about what he's doing except for what he's doing for himself.
Yeah.
And he's doing it in the name of somebody else, but he's really doing it for himself.
And speaking of Turd-ka, I love the quote that Jett says where she's like, I think he is a couple cherries short of a sundae. I thought that was hilarious. And then again, read another article from Den of Geek. So we'll have these links for you in the show notes. But in Den of Geek, they said, and I'm going to quote Den of Geek here, Turd-ka is incredibly and utterly selfish because at the end of the day, he's willing to commit genocide, kill everyone on Discovery, possibly destroy both Earth and Navarre, and cause untold collateral damage, all for the chance to jump to a universe he isn't sure exists, to find a former bestie that he's not even sure is still alive. And then it ends it perfectly. It says, men will literally do anything to avoid therapy. And I laughed my fucking ass off when I read that. I was like, I have to quote that. Funny. I have to quote that. That was so funny.
That is funny.
Kind of a dick move, yeah. And I was looking at Tarka as like, he doesn't even care that the whole thing's going to, a huge toxic waste of whatever is going to come to the Earth. He's like, they'll figure it out. That's not my problem. I'm going to be over here having fun with my new friend.
Yep.
Yeah, that was really hurtful. And especially it was hurtful to see because of all that work they did to establish communication and he just fucks it up.
They were doing so well.
Well, you know what? People who are super, super intelligent like Tarka is supposed to be, well, I shouldn't say always, but a lot of times they have social interaction issues where they don't realize that other people matter.
It's called no empathy.
Well, it's not just having no
like
empathy.
Social anxiety. That's something totally different.
No, it's not like having no empathy, but it's just like they don't understand that what they're doing has consequences for anyone else.
You mean like Sheldon?
Yeah, like Sheldon.
There's a difference between autism and narcissism. Autism, you actually have empathy and care about other people. It's just not in the forefront of your mind. But once it's brought up, then you're like, oh, yeah, you're right. I'm sorry. I won't do that again. Narcissists are just like, what's in it for me? Fuck everyone else.
Oh, he's an ass.
I want to talk about another character that's an ass is General Nadoya.
Yes, I was not happy with her.
Oh my God, she pissed me off. She sees the communications working and she's still fucking going along.
Yeah, it's starting to work, but it's going to take like fucking 5-10 minutes. I don't have time for this shit. Let's go.
Right.
No patience.
I really get pissed at her.
Yeah.
Yeah, she needs to go.
It's like literally she's like, yo, you're on a clock. And if they don't do this by this amount of time, we're all toast. So
I was not a happy camper.
And it's not about just Earth and Vulcan. There's other people in the galaxy still that need to be saved from this whole catastrophe. You're there to do something for the whole galaxy, not just your own fucking planet. Mm-hmm. But whatever.
And then they talk about, well, let's get on so we can communicate. And she's like, yeah, no, because she wanted to sabotage. Mm-hmm. I mean, come on, man.
All of a sudden, I'm hearing the Beastie Boys.
Sabotage.
Yeah. So, sabotage. So I was really upset with her and what she did. And I was still I understand you were blinded because you wanted revenge.
Who put her in charge? I mean, is she from this same Earth that came out of the Picard galaxy right there? I mean, what's going on with her planet? Is this the same planet? Is this what's happened?
I wonder if what happens to Picard is going to have any direct relation to what happens
spoiler alert. Hello.
Yeah. What's going to happen to Picard will have any re-election to happen on Discovery. That would be a real interesting thing if they did it like a crossover like that.
That would be interesting. And they've talked really about doing crossovers. Like they said they were going to do crossovers with some of this stuff. Like, for example, that's why we see Janeway in Prodigy. You know, they're trying to do some of that.
No, it's going to be interesting. But I was really, again, as soon as Turd-ka showed his true nature, it's like, I knew it. You can't trust the fucker.
Not at all.
Look what happened.
And it's interesting too that we never get to see species 10C, and I think the filmmakers did that to make 10C unreachable or larger than life.
They're so alien to us.
Well, not just that. They built up 10C for so many episodes that no matter what alien they were going to show us, we were going to be disappointed. So instead of like wanting us to be disappointed, they never showed us 10C. So our imaginations did all the work, and we're like, are they godlike? Like,
well, if they can live in the gaseous clouds of a planet, then they're probably not something that we can imagine.
I have to agree with you as well, Pat, and as you, Heather. I would have been extremely disappointed if all of a sudden they said that he's coming on board. They see it coming through the screen, and it turns out to be, 3-foot-inch ants.
Yeah, I mean, it really could.
It's them.
Yeah, you just don't know because that's how alien it is. And I love the they go back to this classic using mathematics as communication. I think the way they worked that out.
I love that.
And the combination of the flashing lights and the rotating of the hydrocarbons, and I loved all of this sci-fi but very 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 fact-based kind of thing. And the thought of when we communicate with aliens, when we do actually get a chance to do it, math is going to be the way we're going to have to say, what's up?
Hello.
Well, yeah, because that's been a scientific theory or fact for a long time that math would be the universal language that we would speak with if we ever encountered alien life.
I have to really like this, and I agree with you. Math has to be a way, but I worry if we would be really intelligent enough to do that because we have so many intelligent species on this planet, and we still can't talk to them.
Wait, you mean unintelligent species?
You talk to your cat all the time, but it just comes back with meow. But that's actually a number. That's actually a number of cat language.
I think he's talking about humans.
Oh, that too. Yeah. You can't even communicate with our own people.
No.
And get along. I mean, yeah, that's a major problem.
And it's a shame. We have, we talk at and teach dolphins how to understand what we're saying, but do anybody take the time to understand what dolphins are saying back?
No, dolphins are smarter than us because they can understand our language when we still can't understand their language.
Well, just like in that Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, when all the dolphins left the planet and says so long and thank you for all the fish.
Yeah.
There's a lot of, they've discovered, and I've talked about this on the show before, they discovered there's even species of spiders that figure and puzzle things out.
Oh, wow.
And we can't even talk to them. They found that the crows can transfer information and description to people and pass it down into other flocks. And it's really interesting. But I like the way, like you said, Rocky, how they were using scientific mathematical equations to figure out how to communicate with 2 + 2 = 4.
It's really interesting to see them actually have to work that out in real time. It's like, wait. So they just said this. So we got to come up with something, and they got to figure out, well, what's in common between all of us that they're going to understand? Oh, the atmosphere that they just put us together. Yeah, they'll understand that.
That was
awesome.
Cool.
And they respond with basically the alien version of, oh, my bad. And then and then Turd-ka goes and blows the whole fucking thing. But I thought the communication was so cool.
Now, the thing that would kind of disappoint me in a way, because they were able to snatch up Discovery without a problem and then pull it into a bubble. And Turd-ka burnt a hole in the bubble using Discovery's nacelle, which obviously Bookship doesn't have. They should be able to bubble up that little ship and catch it. So we'll see on the next episode. But it was really heartbreaking.
It was. The structure that they were going through, it was huge. It was like the length of Earth to Mars, I think they said.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to bring that up. That was really huge. And then the other thing too is when they go to this structure to talk to the aliens, it really felt like kids who kicked their ball over a fence and now they had to go talk to the scary neighbor to get it back.
Yeah.
Yeah, it did have that vibe.
That's what it reminded me of.
I wanted to bring up the graphics work, the effects work they were doing. And it wasn't the fanciest effects work. It was just the displays that Turd-ka was working on. Because at first it looked like a shift pattern, like you have a manual transmission and you shift from here to there to there. And that kind of looked like a really, really, really fucking fancy shift pattern. But then they got a little bit closer to it and you realize it's a flow chart. So it's the example of, well, does it move? Well, no. Okay, use WD-40. Does it move? Oh, yes. Well, use duct tape. That's what channeled my response to that.
Not just that, but the optical effect at the very beginning where they have the ship and then you see the reflection in the eyes as it pulls out.
Yeah, that was one of my first notes was, oh God, it's the eyes thing again.
The eyes. They have a thing with the eyes. Someone has an eye fetish there.
Yeah.
Like spiders, all those multiple eyes.
And then you saw the shot pull out and reflect, and then you could kind of see like CG dirt on the lens looking at Discovery flying by. I thought that was a nice touch as well because it was still pristine and clean. There were almost like no stars in the background, and then it gets dirty as they fly by and you look through. And the effects people are doing amazing things with these shows. Even the little moment where in Picard where Jurati is pushing the Queen across and it goes down the step on the Serena ship.
La Serena, yeah.
La Serena. Yeah, she's pushing the Queen over and off the transporter platform, and then it has to go down the step. And there's like no ramp there. That's a full on step. So you can see the anti-grav work as the Queen goes kaboom and she's pushing it through. And I thought that was kind of a comical moment. But at the same time, that's actually a serious effects shot right there because I'm sure they had the Queen on like a crane or something to pull that off. How did they pull that shot off?
You know, that's what I think is a lot of the unsung heroes behind the shows that we watch. We tend to forget of how many people and man hours it takes to pull that off.
And they have the best
single week.
Absolute best in the business doing this stuff.
To do that. And we see it and we see like, okay, that was like 2 seconds of a shot. That might have took them 2 weeks to compose and put it together and to make it work and to scratch their heads and stuff. Just like there's a lot of things that people aren't aware of that you do to make this show be as good as it is.
How many hours you spend?
Yeah. And all our dots do is beep.
And it's the same thing with you, number one, all the stuff that you do in the background for your research and the stuff for your work and how you make it look easy. And with you there, my science officer, how people just think you just like pull the information out of the ether.
Yeah.
It takes a lot of work to get all this stuff done.
Yeah.
You do.
So I have a hobby on the side where I have a Tribble YouTube channel. And what? I do, I wasn't going to tell you guys because we do like little,
Oh my God.
But anyway, a 5-minute video for that takes at least like 3 days, 4 days, to do when you're talking about writing a script, editing, shooting, getting all the props, and it's a lot of work, so much work. The Tribbles actually are mad at me, and now they started peeing in my bed to protest. So I think we're going to stop that.
I saw one of them that looked like they were doing a reenactment of the WB Frog. You had to do a little step dance like, hello, my baby, hello, my darling, hello, my honey child. So I thought that was pretty cool. I didn't know that you did that. Yeah, I didn't know you did that. So,
I think it's going to stop. I like a clean bed.
So, before
that's not what I heard.
Well, not when she. I mean, when she starts, she wants a clean bed.
So, are you saying that all the spots are wet spots?
Ooh.
Okay, let's get ready to cruise.
I don't think I'm going to mention black licorice now. I was going to mention black licorice, but I can't bring it up now.
I really don't like black licorice, but yeah, she was kind of cool. She was using it as I have to research what she was using as
electricity. It was to conduct electricity.
The acid, when the black licorice breaks down the acid in it, helps conduct electricity.
Again, McGyver. Never want to have kidnapping McGyver. Okay, because we got things that people have to go on the ship. The ship's going to be screaming everywhere. What would you give this show? 1 to 10?
Oh, I would give this also a 9. They're just doing so good with these new Star Trek episodes, and I love watching them, and I can't wait for the next one. I'm actually upset that we can't binge watch all of them.
I know.
But then Rocky would be really upset because that would be a really long episode for him to edit. So,
How about you there, number one? What would you give it?
Yeah, probably a 9. It was, they've just been kicking ass.
Yeah, they have. They really have. You, Chief?
I'm a 9.5 because all these wonderful little things. And I'm going to sneak one last little note in here. They were talking about Booker being like the 5th generation. They were talking about how there's lots of Cleveland Bookers. And I'm like, so he's like the Dread Pirate Roberts.
Yeah, actually, that's pretty funny and true.
I thought that fit perfectly for Booker. That was great.
Good morning, Wesley. Most likely kill you in the morning. Sleep well.
Yeah. But yeah,
cool.
I'm a 9.5. I love this episode. I love the sci-fi, but based in science. It's so much fun.
I would give it a 9.5, but I got to take off that half point because I fucking hate Turd-ka so much. Turd-ka for you, Patrick, because he's an asshole. Oh my God.
And you can see it coming too. You knew it was coming. It was like, oh God, it's going to go.
I wonder, I honestly just don't hope they do what Star Trek tends to do to a lot of their evil characters, which is at the last second try to make him redeeming. I just want him to die evil. I don't want any redeeming thing. All of a sudden, I have a change of heart and I'm going to save the universe. Well, fuck you. You did this anyway.
And make him do it at his own expense. I mean,
actions have consequences. You can't go back.
just like I was happy when Michael tossed the what's her face into the programmable matter and killed her.
Oh, the Orion.
Orion woman.
Oh, Osira.
Osira, yes.
Osira. Yeah, so, if they do it along that vein, I'll be happy. So, Patrick, I learned last week when you were here, so I'm not going to do it to you this week. So I'm not going to ask you what next week's episode title is because it's never any network title episode.
That was a classic moment for our episodes last week. That was
I tried to search, and you're right, Patrick. There's never a title. So I'm not going to ask you for that. So, but however, did you secure any more of that beer Mox?
No.
Wow, you said that quick.
It was okay. I mean, it wasn't,
Did they have different flavors?
The thing about beer is it tastes like beer.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
I thought it was beard, Beard. So I thought he was getting like screwed in the beard.
Beard Mox. We really need to fix 007.
He was getting some beard.
He's getting some beard.
We really need to. Oh, fine. Now you bring the fucking coffee when the show is over. That's not going to save you. Report to Patrick. Yes.
At least we don't have any broken replicators with hot bananas.
That's true.
No, just don't drink the coffee.
Okay. Thanks, everybody, for joining us. Next week is going to be the final episode of Discovery. So we're going to see the end to this DMA thing and see how they're going to wrap it up. We're also going to be doing a double show again. So it's going to be Picard as well. After next week, we're going to be focusing purely on Picard. So we'll get the full length of everything. So thank you for joining us and enjoy the weather. From what I understand, according to the Vulcan Almanac on Earth, it's supposed to be a really nice weekend for most of the country.
Unless they're talking about bomb cyclones.
Or you're talking about Florida or like the East Coast is getting all the spiders. They're hand-sized spiders.
Yeah,
like
dropping
flying
from the
in.
sky. Yep.
Can you imagine?
Somebody rolled a 1 when it came to
holy shit.
Yes.
things on the weather.
Completely.
So, thanks everyone for joining us. We really like having you on board. And thank you for joining us for the premiere. We look forward to seeing you again next week. Remember, if you have any questions or anything you want to ask us, you can reach us at thecollective@starfleetunderground.com. And that email address again is thecollective@starfleetunderground.com. And if you want it to go to a certain person, just address it as such. If it's going to go to the science officer, we're going to go to number 1 or the chief or myself. Just make sure you put it there because the email goes to everybody. Hence the name, The Collective. So remember, please just don't have a great week, but make it so.
And if you can, support the show by going to patreon.com/Starfleet Underground. Lots of perks to choose from, and you might even like some of them. Starfleet Underground, beaming into a podcast feed near you. Log on to our website at starfleetunderground.com and send your comments and questions to thecollective@starfleetunderground.com. Follow us on Twitter at StarfleetUnderG and on Facebook and Instagram, we're Starfleet Underground.